Hi, welcome back to Chateaux and Truffles for part 2 of our truffle tour. Today I'm going to be walking you around to one of our largest fields on the trufflery, and I'll show you some of the work going on at the moment on the way. At last we've got the hay done, so we can get on preparing the fields for planting. We've got some rain due over the next couple of days, so once the ground is wet we can get this field ploughed. But we've still got to rest it for a couple of years before we can plant the truffle trees. When we first moved here, we met a really lovely old French couple. Her family lived in a small house in the forge and worked in the chateau, and it was her job, even at a young age, to do the washing for the main house, which she would come and bring here. His family owned the farm, the adjoining farm, which is behind me, and he said that the first time he ever saw her was here at the fountain, And as soon as he saw her, he said it was love at first sight, and he knew that was the girl that he was going to marry, which he did later on. And even their wedding photos were taken just outside the gate of the property, because they weren't allowed to have the photos taken inside. Despite being really old, he had 2 hearing aids, and he liked to speak patois, which is a sort of old version of French. He used to love coming and visiting us and telling us stories about the property, and also when he was in the resistance. One time I was at the Marie and I saw him in his little old Citroen driving off into the distance, thinking a bit relieved because he could be difficult to talk to and our French wasn't any good. But I saw him turn around and he drove back to me. He must have caught a glimpse of me in the mirror. And I said to Kevin when I came back that I'd seen Jeannot and he was either going to come down fishing, which he loved to do, or else he was going to bring him some fish. Anyway, a couple of hours later he turned up with a great big bucket of peaches. The problem being, fishing and peaches are pronounced very similar in French. This is our largest truffle tree field. It's called Perel because that's the name of the wood that surrounds the field. The trees here are about 3 years old and they're mainly holm oaks and downy oaks with a few hazels but not very many. This is our source, or spring. We use it to water the trees. That way it's natural and there's no chlorine or chemicals in it which would kill the truffle spores. We're told that the water actually comes from the Auvergne region, but I don't know if that's true. I even occasionally drive the tractor, very occasionally. We also have some beehives here. They seem to do a lot better, maybe because they're surrounded by woods. They don't seem to venture so far. We're quite lucky and we do get a lot of really nice honey off of these ones. We do some splits here to try and stop them from swarming. So you can see there are some small ones around the field. We also have quite a few bird boxes dotted around. Again, they're great for controlling the caterpillar numbers naturally. This is the wood parrel. We do intend clearing it and then planting intermittent truffle trees amongst the trees in the wood, and also impregnating some of the older trees with the truffle spores. But I guess that's one of the jobs we get round to. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.